Hey there, welcome back to the Faithful Farmer Mama. This week on my Instagram account, I posted a picture of some adorable homemade pumpkins that I had watched from another YouTuber and along with a lot of other YouTubers. Today, I'm going to actually share that DIY with you and a great way to repurpose old sweaters. But before we get started on our DIY today, I'm going to ask you to go down below, find the subscribe button, and click that along with the little bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. This concept I'm sharing with you today is not new. These DIY repurposed sweaters are everywhere. I see them in so many pictures on my Instagram wall. I see them in so many pictures on my Pinterest boards. They are super adorable and super easy to do. Just keep in mind, this is not my original concept. There are lots of people out there who do these projects and who make these adorable sweater pumpkins. Yesterday on my Instagram wall, if you don't follow me there, you're going to want to do that because I post there a lot. I posted a picture of two simple white DIY sweater pumpkins. Last Christmas, I fell in love with these repurposed sweater pillow covers. I took an old sweater of my daughter's and actually made a pillow cover, so now we have a cover that will be around forever that will always remind me of her. The one cool thing about that is I have sleeves, and that's what we're going to use today. One of the things that I did was I actually went to our local thrift store. I love going to the thrift store because there's always so much to choose from, and in all different sizes. The neat thing about this project, you don't have to have something that will fit you. Any kind of sweater with any kind of sleeve will actually work. This thrift store, which is our local Goodwill, had tons of sweaters right now, and all different shapes and sizes, different colors, different textures. It was really fabulous. Something else I like to do is change out my wardrobe often. So if I have something I haven't worn in a while, I will actually pull it out and use it for other things. I have a lot of sweaters, although I didn't use any for this project. I could always come back and make more. There's lots to choose from. So we're going to go ahead and gather our supplies, and this is what you're going to need to make these on your own. So of course you're going to need sweaters, all different shapes, sizes, colors. They just need to have some sleeves. I really liked this one at the thrift store. I like the two-tone. And I'm using a sweater that I had from a while ago. You need some jute cord. I got this at the dollar store, guys, for $1. And then you will need a needle used for embroidery or some type of yarn craft, so it has a bigger head, a pair of very good scissors because you're going to be cutting off the sleeves, and then also some twine. I use this for my scrapbook stuff, so you can find this in all kinds of places. This is just hemp cord. And then of course a glue stick and a glue gun. This glue gun I've had for 25 years, and then 2 extra sticks. So the first thing you're going to do is actually take the sleeves off your sweaters. I happened to get some sweaters that had these really long turtleneck tops on them. So I'm going to actually use the top portion of that sweater, and then I'm going to cut off the sleeves. So I'm using this gray sweater here, and what you're going to do is you're going to actually cut off the sleeve. This sweater I had used so many times that I already had one. As you can see, it's only half a sweater. I had already had a piece that was a sleeve, and then I'm going to cut the sleeves off the new sweaters that I bought. The way to do this so that they are straight is you're going to fold the sleeve to where the armpit area is, and then just cut across. Make sure your kids haven't used your material scissors on paper, or it will be very difficult to cut through your sweater, as I was having a little bit of trouble here myself. Once you get the sleeve off, then you're going to cut this sleeve in half, giving you 2 different pumpkins. One will be a little bit smaller because around the cuff of the wrist it is smaller, and then the other one will be larger. I go through here and actually cut quite a few different sleeves on sweaters. I really love this multicolored one here so that I can have pumpkins that are 2 different shades. Today, I'm going to actually do the one that is beige and brown so that you can see that it really doesn't matter what kind of sweater you have, just as long as you have a sleeve. Once you get all your sleeves cut, I like to do them in an assembly line. So turn them inside out and you can see all the stitching and everything in there, and that really doesn't matter. You're going to take your jute cord and you're going to cut a piece that will fit around the bottom of the sweater sleeve. You're going to knot it, gathering all of the bottom. And my suggestion, if you have kids, let them help you with this. They can help squish it all together. Pull it really, really taut. And I usually pull the string around to the other side and tie it again so that it will be very, very tight and won't come apart. And I do knot it 2 or 3 times. Something that I had decided to do is that I actually will glue it, as a lot of the people out there I saw don't use glue around the inside portion. So once it's tied and glued, you're going to just flip it inside. It doesn't matter how big the inside little knotty thing is, because you're going to actually fill it with stuffing, and it actually will help keep you from seeing all that. Something I failed to tell you need stuffing. I save all of my stuffing from all of the pillows that have fallen apart over the years. I put it in a big bag to save for other projects. This is just one of those projects. So you're going to stuff your little sleeve here with as much filling as you think that you would like to have, and also enough that you want to be able to close it at the top. You have to be able to close it and still have a little bit of the sweater at the top. Now we're going to take our jute cord again, and we're going to tie a knot around the top of this, except we are not going to cut it this time. You're going to keep it attached to the spool. So here I am just gathering it all up to close it. I'm going to put my first initial knot on here. Again, I always pull it to both sides and I always double knot it. I make sure that the sweater is pulled all the way through the cord so that it is tightly tied on there. A lot of people will cut the string off the other end. I don't like to ever cut it. I'm always afraid it's going to come untied. So I actually glue that one extra piece that's out there kind of flapping around. I usually glue that on there so that it doesn't come unknotted and unraveled. Don't forget, hot glue is really hot and it will burn your fingers. I burnt my fingers quite a few times doing this project. So then you're going to just hold that little blob of material at the top. Sorry, I must clean up. You're going to take the jute cord and you're going to actually wrap it around the top of this little ball of fluff. The key is to get it very close together and also totally cover all of the white. So if you notice, I just keep going around and I pull it kind of tight, which actually helps to hold the sweater at the top. You can tell how long the top, when you're winding it, you can kind of tell where you think the top should be, how long it should be. Then I take my glue gun once I get toward the end, and I actually glue that one little spot before I start putting it on top, just to make sure it holds. Now you're going to want to take your scissors and you're going to want to cut the extra sweater material off of the top of your pumpkin stem. You have to be careful. Do not cut your jute cord right here. You want it to all be one piece. Then I just take some hot glue. I push all the sweater toward the center, and then you're going to coil the jute cord around the top of the sweater pieces until it is totally covered with the jute cord. And when you get toward the very end, you could cut it off, put a little bit more glue, and then just keep curling that top until it is totally hidden inside. Sometimes I use a pin to help get it in there, just to kind of push it down underneath because it is really hot. Wow, look at that. I made 4 that fast. So I have a light brown one, I like the two-tone one, and a gray one. If you notice, they're just big squishy blobs. They don't have the definition that a pumpkin would have. So we're going to fix that right now. You're going to take your hemp cord or twine and your embroidery or needlepoint needle, and you're going to want to give a really long piece of this cord. You want to make sure that the knot on the end is pretty large. I usually do 3 knots on top of each other. And right now I'm going to do the light tan colored one. We're going to give it some good definition. So I always start at the bottom. I hide the knot under these little flaps, just pushing my needle through here. Now this sweater, the holes where it was knitted were really tight together, so it took me a little bit of time to actually get this through the sweater material. So keep that in mind as you are working with this. Some sweaters are much easier to go through, say like that gray one back there. The holes are bigger. So once you get it through, you're going to push it all the way up to the top where the knot is, and then, or the core is, excuse me, and then the knot's going to be hidden underneath the folds. Then you're going to go around the pumpkin from top to bottom, down the sides, in one of the grooves of the sweater. And when you pull it tight, you can see it actually makes the lines of a pumpkin. So you're going to do this a few times around this pumpkin. I like to do symmetrically. So I will go across one side, like the left side, and then move over to the right side. And then I'll do a 90-degree angle and go from the left side to the right side. And you'll just go from bottom to top. Here's where my symmetrical sides come in, one across from the other. And then once you get that line in, then you're going to go top to bottom. And you can do this 4, 6, or 8 times. You don't even have to be even numbered. You could do 5 times, or you could do 7 times. It just makes more lines in the pumpkin. And the tighter you pull the string when you're at the bottom, the tighter the pumpkin grooves will be. So you're going to just keep working your way around the pumpkin until it is pleasing to the eye and looks more like a real pumpkin. My last one, I always go through the top, pull it straight down through the bottom, and this is where I'm going to knot this. Just use a regular sewing knot to do this portion. Just push it in there, put it through the hole, and just pull it. Now, to hide the string, because I don't like to cut it so close, what I do, I'm putting a second knot here. Sorry, having a little bit of trouble getting that knot in there. You're going to push it through the side of the pumpkin so that the extra string will be inside your pumpkin somewhere. So I just push it through, some of the stuffing also. And then when I go to cut it, I just push the stuffing back in all the way as tight as I can, cut the string. Careful not to cut your sweater. And then this way the string goes back on the inside. The key is to use a thread that sort of matches your sweater, although on the gray one I used brown and you still couldn't see it. I found this bowl at the Dollar General for about $4. It's the cutest little thing. My daughter picked it up and I just fell in love with it. It's really cute with these pumpkins, so I just wanted to style it. But look how adorable they look on just a platter. So beautiful. So there you go. Simple, easy repurposing DIY. Whether you get your sweaters from your closet because you haven't worn them in a long time or they just don't fit anymore, or you go shopping to thrift stores to get sweaters that have been donated that are much cheaper than if you were to go buy brand new ones. These adorable sweater pumpkins are so cute and so simple. I'm so glad that there are so many people out there in the world who like to share their talents for me to be able to make these. They are so super easy. Thanks so much for being here today. I hope that you'll share this video so that you can help others see just how easy it is to make these beautiful sweater pumpkins. I am so glad that you are here. Thanks guys, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.